When I bought my land, one of the first things I made sure of was that it was outside the HOA's control. I wanted peace, freedom, and privacy. What the HOA didn't know was that I also had a state permit to keep and care for rescued grizzly bears. They weren't pets, but part of a wildlife rehabilitation program. My land had secure enclosures, fences, and warning signs everywhere. Anyone who respected property lines would never have an issue. Unfortunately, respecting boundaries wasn't something my HOA was good at. One sunny weekend, I noticed cars pulling up near my property line. Families with baskets, coolers, and balloons started pouring in. At first, I thought it was just a group of lost hikers, but then I saw the banner, HOA Community Picnic. My jaw nearly dropped. They had organized an entire neighborhood event in my private land without asking, without notifying me, and worse, right next to the grizzly habitat. I rushed over, trying to keep calm, and asked who had given them permission. Karen, the self-proclaimed HOA president, smugly told me, "This land is open space for community use." We voted. I pointed directly at the large, private property wildlife habitat signs and explained that this was not community land. Instead of apologizing, she waved me off and told everyone to start setting up their tables. That's when the bears made their presence known. From inside their enclosure, the grizzlies let out a deep, rumbling growl that echoed across the field. The HOA members froze, wide-eyed, as they finally noticed the massive reinforced fencing just a short distance away. Parents clutched their children, people grabbed their food, and suddenly the cheerful picnic turned into chaos. I reassured them that the bears were completely secure and legally kept. But I made it very clear they had trespassed on private property, endangered themselves, and ignored posted warnings. Karen's face turned pale as I pulled out my phone and showed them the legal documents, proving my ownership and wildlife permits. The crowd packed up faster than I've ever seen. Within minutes, the community picnic had vanished. Later that week, the HOA tried to send me a letter claiming I had endangered the neighborhood. I sent them a polite but firm reply with copies of my permits and photos of their trespassing. That was the last I ever heard about it. The lesson: respect people's boundaries. My land isn't a public park, and my bears aren't a sideshow. The HOA learned the hard way that just because they vote on something doesn't make it theirs. Asterisk. For more interesting and heart-touching stories, hit the subscribe button now.